grateful to you for giving me this opportunity to discuss something from Prabhupada's teachings. So we'll begin with the prayers. Is that okay, bro? Om Ajnantimirandhasya Jnananjana-Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishnaprishthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So it gives me a great joy to share something what I have learned from my superiors with the devotees. So today we are going to discuss something on motivation to approach God. Let's begin with one verse from Bhagavad Gita. So I'll just share this. This is 4th chapter, text number 11. Okay. 4.11. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tamstathaiva bhajamyaham mama vartmanu vartante manushyaha partha sarvashah. The translation of this verse is, as all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respect, O son of Pratha. Few lines from the purport we'll read. Everyone is searching for Krishna in the different aspects of his manifestation. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is partially realized in his impersonal Brahmajyoti effulgence and is the all-pervading super soul dwelling within everything, including the particles of atom. But Krishna is fully realized only by his pure devotees. Consequently, Krishna is the object of everyone's realization, and thus anyone and everyone is satisfied according to one's desire to have him. In the transcendental world also, Krishna reciprocates with his pure devotees in the transcendental attitude, just as the devotees wants him. One devotee may want Krishna as Supreme Master, another as his personal friend, another as his son, and still another as his lover. Krishna rewards all the devotees equally according to their different intensities of love for him. Hare Krishna. So as we know, for doing any activity in material world or in spiritual world, we need some motivation. Why am I doing what I'm going to do? Like people work in the company, we go for job. For what purpose? Get money. If it is a materialistic person, after getting money, he want to enjoy. If it is a spiritual, he is a devotee, he want to serve God. So for one particular activity, there are various motivations which inspires people to continue that activity. So similarly, are there various motivations to approach God also? And we are going to discuss one more thing, that is every motivation same or at same level, or it can be gradually we can progress in our motivations and make our motivations purer and purer, and then understand what is the highest motivation. So before understanding the motivation, let us understand something about God. Many people have this question that why ISKCON so much speaks about Krishna only. What is so special about Krishna that you call him as God, Supreme God? Is it just because Bhagavad Gita speaks God, Krishna is God, because he himself is spoken about in Bhagavad Gita, or are there some references in the Vedas also about Krishna being God? So, few minutes we'll discuss on this topic of who is this supreme God and what qualifies Krishna to be called as supreme God. So, in Rig Veda, there is one verse says, Avashyam Gopam Anipadyamanama. I saw a coward boy, Gopal Krishna, who is infallible. This is from Rig Veda. So, like that, there are many references in Gopal Tapani Upanishad, in many places where it directly says Supreme Lord is Krishna, like that. And what to speak of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam? There, it speaks about uh, Krishna is the whole and soul of the whole creation. So, there are three aspects of Supreme Lord that make the ultimate one without a second, that makes him ultimate God. So to say anybody as Supreme God, he should have these three aspects. Number one, Param Tattva, that means the absolute truth, the last thing in the last cause, or the thing from which everything begins. That is Param Tattva. Second thing is Sarva Shaktiman. He should be the master of all the energies and all the potencies of this world. And third is Akhil Rasamrit Murti. That means he should be the embodiment of all kinds of rasa and relationship. Person should be fully satisfied if he strikes a relation with that person. So let's see, does Krishna qualifies these three things? So Param Tattva. As we know in Brahma Samhita, the first verse, Brahmaji speaks about Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Brahmaji speaks that Krishna is the Sarva Karan Karanam. One example I heard that when we take milk, so who's the cause of the milk? It says cow. It comes from cow. Of course, nowadays we ask this question, what is the cause of milk? People say dairy, milk dairy, or some shop. So shop is not the cause of a milk. Cow is the cause of milk. Then what causes the cow to give milk? Somebody may say grass, because cow eats grass and gives milk. Question comes, what is the cause of grass? So rain comes from the sky, and due to rain, grass develops. Then question is, from where the rain is coming? The rain is coming because evaporation of water from the ocean. And who's causing that evaporation? Sun planet, the heat of the sun. Then who's the cause of the heat of the sun? And that answer we get in Bhagavad Gita. You know, Sashi Shuryayo, right? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, I am the light of the sun. And what is sun? Yat chakshuresha savita sakala grahanam raja samasta suramurti rashishate. The sun and moon, they are eyes of Krishna, and Krishna is empowering these sun and moon to produce heat and light. So, like that, if we take anything in this world, we reach to Krishna. So, therefore, Krishna is Parama Tattva. You can say Tattva means truth, and Param Tattva means absolute truth which never changes, no matter in any condition of any time, place, and circumstance. So, Krishna is that absolute truth which never changes. There is one commentary, famous Acharya of Madhusudan Saraswati. In his introduction to commentary on Bhagavad Gita, which is called as Good Earth Deepika, he says, in his commentary, he says, Krishnat param kimapi tattvam aham na jane. I do not know any truth superior to Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita, in terms of Param Tattva, in terms of absolute, the last thing Krishna speaks about himself. Mattaha parataram nanyat kinjadasti dhananjaya mai sarvam idam protam sutre manigana eva. Krishna says, I am the last thing. Beyond me, there is nobody. Then, second aspect we are discussing is of Sarvashaktiman. So there are scientists who are putting satellites in the space. They are thinking they are sending some rockets also in the other planets. But look at Krishna, what he has done. Just by his desire, he has placed so many planets: Earth, Sun, Moon, Venus, Mars, and they're swimming, or they're hanging like a cotton swab in the space. So just like there is a train, there is one bogie pulled by another bogie, pulled by another bogie, but at the end you find, or in the beginning you find an engine, and in the engine you find a driver who pushes the button, and then everything moves. So similarly, so many planets are there all around Earth. The Earth itself is a planet. Question comes, who's putting that first button? And that first button is put by Krishna. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattah sarvam pravartate. Everything is emanating from me. I am the seed giving father of everything. So there are various potencies God has, or Krishna has. Parasya sharve vividhaya shuryate. And he is the master of all Shakti. And what is you might have seen a picture of Lakshmi ji serving Narayan. So what does that mean? It means the function of Shakti is to serve Shaktiman, is to render service to Shaktiman. So Krishna is served by, millions of Lakshmis. Lakshmi Sahastra Shata Sambram Sevyamanam. And we are also one of the Shakti. In different capacities, every one of us is also serving Krishna. And therefore Krishna is saying, Mama Vartamanu Vartante Manushya Partha Sarvashaha. Everybody is following my path. Everybody is coming towards me only. Some people come directly, some people come indirectly. It's like everybody is serving government. Some people are serving government in the government office. Some people are serving government in the jail. But these both kind of people, they are serving government only. So there are people who are in material world. All of us, we are serving Krishna in the jail. And there are devotees in a spiritual world, they are free citizens. They are serving God just like a free citizen is serving government, but both are serving God only. And third thing, this is very interesting actually. So when we present the picture of God that he is supreme controller, he is the source of everything, he is the absolute truth, he is all powerful, he has all the Shaktis, everything. Sometimes it gives a uh, kind of fear or a kind of understanding that God is so great. Is it possible that I can have some relation with that person? Generally, if some great personality is introduced, we understand, okay, he's great, but he's very far, he, it's very difficult for me to access him. So is Krishna like God like that? Is Krishna a person like he's very great, but very difficult to relate with him, very difficult to connect to him? No. So this third quality of Supreme Lord is of Akhil Rasamrit Murti. That means he is the person who want to have relationship with everyone. God, Supreme God is not just supreme because he has supreme power. He is God because he is supreme, or he is very expert in relishing rasa in different kinds of relationship with his devotees. And that's what we read in the purport also. Prabhupada is saying that if somebody wants Krishna to be his master, Krishna reciprocates as a perfect master. If somebody wants Krishna as a friend, Krishna can become a best friend. If somebody wants Krishna as his lover, Krishna reciprocates as best lover. So there is nothing which is not there in Krishna. He is supreme, he is powerful, and yet he is eager to have relationship with everyone. So with such God, there are different kinds of motivations people approach. Not that everybody approaches Krishna to have relationship or to uh, serve him. In different kinds of uh, we can say religions, different picture of God is portrayed. So now we come to this topic of purifying our motivation or ascending from fear to love. It is said that fear is the beginning of religion, but love is the end of religion. Prabhupada would say that religion is best which teaches his followers how to love God. Hmm? So it is possible to have the whole religion just based on one kind of motivation. Here in the PPT, it is explained here. Although we understand that God is one, the supreme, still different religions approach God at different levels of intimacy and depth of understanding. Different religion they present different understanding. So when we understand these levels, it will help us to become more focused in our approach to God, and it will reveal the highest goal that one should aspire for. Very important next point. At the same time, one will develop a respectful attitude and appreciation toward the other religions that may take their followers to a certain level of relationship with God. So, this topic which we are discussing is going to help us improve our motivation, and it will help us to develop respect for the others' approach also. Okay. So, here one example is given of a prime minister. He's a very great personality. But suppose prime minister is there, and people in the police department, mm, for which is one of the energy of government, for the police department, prime minister is very reverential, very high, very far away person, and he is related to prime minister. The person in police department, a constable, is related to prime minister in a very impersonal way, in a way that he is very great, and we are just supposed to follow his command, that's all. So this is one level of relationship with prime minister. Similarly, when the prime minister meets with his cabinet ministers, with his ministries, the people handling different departments in his government, so there they are regularly having meetings with him, conversation with him. They take his permission, take his signature, and he guides them. But but the relationship remains at a formal level. Okay, so this is one level of relationship. But the third one, the most intimate one, is when prime minister goes to his home and meets with his parents, family members, wife, children, etc. There the relationship is even more intimate and more close. So you see, one person, he's related to different people differently. Somewhere he's just revered, reverential, worshipped, honored, and followed the instruction. That's all. Other place, people can discuss. Third place, the most intimate at home, The mother may even instruct that prime minister that don't eat this, don't go here, don't do this, like that. So similarly, the God is also approached in different ways. So first way to approach God is fear. The majority of religion, they teach worship on the platform of religion. They portray God as all powerful, giver. Actually, there's a mistake here. Giver, chastise, the grave chastiser of wrongdoers. He gives chastisement. The one who casts the atheist in the blazing fire of hell for eternal condemnation. This is one level. Then in other religion, there are very strict rules and severe punishment for those who act mischievously with women. These rules are certainly to be appreciated as they help people to give up sinful or prohibited behavior. In some countries, people who face such restrictions go to neighboring country to enjoy whatever they want and come back. So fear is no fear of God is a preliminary stage step actually to approach God. Like we hear even in our Sanatan Dharma, we have this concept of hell and heaven, correct? So if somebody does something wrong, some sinful activity, then he's told that he understands actually that no, I shall not do this wrong activity because I will be punished in hell. In Bhagavatam, fifth canto, it speaks about 28 kinds of hell. So, what is the purpose behind this concept of hell? The purpose is I should refrain from sinful activity. Correct? I should not be indulging in wrong activities. But if somebody worships God only because of fear of God, then that is not good. In India, in the villages, there are many kinds of pilgrims. People go to visit some particular place where there is a deity of some Durga or some demigod or somebody. And if somebody is not going to those places to visit, then others say him, "Arey Baba, fear, have some fear, because if you do not visit every year or every month, some calamity on your home may come. Somebody may have some severe accident, somebody may have failure in his success, he may lose job or something." So this is the fear actually. This is the fear principle only. People are going to visit their worshipable god or demigod so that some calamity does not come on my head. So this is fear principle actually. So now, what is the positive thing about this fear? The positive thing about this fear is that person will not do anything wrong. But what is the negative thing about this fear? If somebody remains only at this level only, worshipping God only out of fear. Suppose at some home, children fear father. So when children fear father, as soon as father enters the home, they will stop watching TV excessively. They will not do any mischievous activities. So there will be some discipline at the home. The children will not be indulging into wrong activities because they know that if my father comes to know, then he will be angry. He may even beat me, even harm me. But just imagine the whole life, children are extremely fearful of father. As soon as father comes, the children, they are shivering actually. So how long children will have such bitter relation with their parents? So then what will happen after some time when the children becomes little more, you can say, having his own free will, the children become more active, or the son has become grown up and powerful also. At that time, it is observed that the children who are too much fearful of their parents, they develop a hatred towards their parents. They develop a kind of distance. They are not able to connect only. And once they develop their free will becomes more broad, they may even, don't even, not even care for their parents. So the fear later on develops into hatred. And that's what happens when somebody approaches God only out of fear. You see, there are many intellectuals who have become atheist in the world. Why? Because the picture of God which was presented to them is only of uh, fear, that God is the punishment, giver of the punishment, and he is such a great person. If you do any mischief, he will put you into eternal condemnation, the hell. So like that. So this principle of fear is good at certain level, but certainly it is not good for whole life to practice God consciousness. So so we discussed two things in this fear. Positive thing about the fear is person will be fearful of doing something wrong, and the negative thing about the fear is uh, it may develop into hatred, and person may not continue connecting to God for a long time. So therefore, this is not a very good platform. We go to one step higher than this. The higher principle than fear is desire, or you can say satisfying material aspirations. Asha, in the Sanskrit word is called as asha, the desire. So this is very common in any religion. If you visit any temple, there are various kinds of worships and pujas which are prescribed, that if you do this particular puja, your this desire will be fulfilled. If you do give this donation, your this desire will be fulfilled. So person realizes that all his desire can be fulfilled only by pleading from a higher authority. He performs religious activities for worshipping God, giving charity to get his desires fulfilled. One may thus aspire for material benefits like bountiful harvest, abundant wealth, progeny, elevation to heavenly planet to enjoy for a long duration. So, this is certainly a positive aspiration to approach God. And at one point, certainly we all have approached God to fulfill some desire. If you remember during our exam time, generally in exam time, our temples, the count increases. Many students, they throng to the temples. Oh God, I could not prepare in my exams, so please, please, you do something by which I pass this exam. I will give you 1 kg of barfi. I will offer you some sweet. I will offer you some coconut. So material desires, fulfillment of material desire, and that's why people approach God. Sometimes fulfillment of my desire become more important than the God also. And if one God is not able to fulfill my desire, then I may change the God. Like in, here we know that Monday people worship Lord Shiva, Tuesday they go to Hanumanji, Wednesday they may go to Ganesh temple, Thursday, some, I don't know, Saraswati or somebody, Friday, Durga Devi, Saturday, Shani Dev, Sunday, give me some holiday. So people change. If their desires are not changing, they may change God also. But those who worship Krishna or those who worship Supreme Lord, they don't change their God or they don't change their method of worship. So what is positive about this aspect? Approaching God to fulfill material desire. The positive thing about this motivation is at least the worshipper realizes that somebody is superior to me. There is some supreme power above me who can fulfill my desires. So let me become submissive. Let me approach him with respectful attitude. And I accept that somebody is superior to me. Generally, it is very difficult to appreciate that somebody can be superior to me also. If people get power, name, fame, wealth, they feel that nobody is superior to me. I am the supreme topmost. Everybody should bow down to me only. But in this particular aspect of desire, a person may realize that yes, I am not supreme. I should also approach somebody. So this is the positive aspect. He understand I am also under the subordination. But what is a harm? What is a negative thing about this motivation? The negative thing is, let's say somebody is approaching God to fulfill his few material desires, some material desires. And if his material desires are getting fulfilled, he got what he wanted, then what will happen? He will stop worship. He will stop coming to temple because he got what he wanted. So then why to approach God then? Other side of this, if we take, if my desires are not getting fulfilled, let's say, I approached God, I did all kinds of worship, puja, and rituals, but my desire is not getting fulfilled. Then what person will do? He will change or he will stop worshipping. So, in any case, whether the desires are getting fulfilled or not fulfilled, he will change. He may stop. He may stop worshipping. He may stop having relationship only. Krishna also says, "Now four kind of people approach me. Sukriti, those who are having pious credit. Sukriti, Jana Sukritano Arjuna. Arto, Artharthi, Jnani, Jigyasu." So this Artharthi, Krishna also knows people will come to me for material desires. And that's why he has appointed these demigods who quickly give result. So sometimes the desire, the fulfillment of desire becomes so intense and it becomes such a great urge that I don't care for others' life also. Near Jamshedpur in India, in the state of Odisha, there is one temple of Durga Devi. And people go to ask some benediction from Durga. And how do you know your desire will get fulfilled? Fulfilled. So they sell some hen, hens, grown-up hens. And behind the temple, there is a space of about there's a 10 feet distance. At one place, person stand, and 10 feet away from him, there are two swords which are kept one above the other. And from the distance of 10 feet, the person throws the hen on that open sword. If the neck of the hen gets cut, that means your desire will get fulfilled. And if the hen is not getting cut, anyway, I will cut that hen and eat it up. So just see, to fulfillment of my desire, I am ready to sacrifice. I am ready to kill other animal only because my desire is very important. So this is very grave actually. That's very heinous activity. We hear in the shastras also in the if somebody's desire he has to fulfill, then what he does, he's ready to sacrifice, narbali, sacrifice humans, sacrifice animals. For what purpose? My desire shall be fulfilled. So this is the negative aspect of it. The positive aspect we discussed was I accept somebody as supreme controller. The negative aspect is I may become so insensitive I can even kill other animal. And if the desire is getting fulfilled, I may stop worshipping. If my desire is not getting fulfilled, I may stop worshipping God. So this is not a very good platform to worship. We go to third one, and that is kartavya buddhi, the sense of duty. This is quite good actually. A person at this level of duty level, understand God to be loving Father who provide him all that he needs for his sustenance and protection. What God is giving us: food, grains, fruits, air, water, sunlight, minerals, so that we may live happily in this world. The person realizes that without asking also, so many things I'm getting from God. Like how many of us asked for sunlight, but every day is coming. How many of us asked oxygen in the air, that too only 21%, not more, not less. The distance between sun and moon, the particular distance. None of us even knew these things. But these things are already set up by God. So person realizes that so many things God is giving me, let me thank him. Let me become grateful to him. And this is what is called as duty. So at this level, at the level of duty, he will be, very dutifully approaching God. He will be chanting God's name with duty. So this is very good platform to worship God actually. Mm. But there are negative aspect in this also. So positive thing about this duty is he's no more materially motivated. Even if his material desires are not getting fulfilled or getting fulfilled, he will continue worshipping God because that's his duty. But the negative aspect of it is, the negative aspect is, duty, sometimes it becomes a burden. Like we all say that if I'm going to job, then what do they say? I'm going to perform my duty. I'm going to for duty. So how many people like going to their company? How many people are very eager? They are not able to sleep in the night because next day they are going for the duty. They're going for a job. No, we have to do our duty, right? So when this burden comes, how long person will continue bearing that burden? He will like to drop it off at one point of time. So there is no loving exchange when somebody approaches God only out of duty. Okay. So one person. So there's one small story about it. There was two men were there, and they were digging a hole. So one person was digging hole, other person was filling it up. So from morning to evening, they were just doing this thing only. One person is digging the hole, other person is filling it up. So the one shopkeeper who was watching them from a distance, he asked them that, "Arey, you fellows, I am seeing you from morning till evening. One is digging the hole, other one is filling it up. What is your problem? Why are you doing this?" So they replied that actually we are three people. My duty is to dig up the hole in the earth. The second person puts a plantation, and the third person fills it up. So the middleman did not come today, but we are doing our duty properly. I am putting hole, I'm digging the hole, and if the second person does not come, what to do? The third person is filling it up, the hole. So here we understand that at the level of duty, there is no reciprocation. There is no, not reciprocation, there is no positive relation with the God. So now we come to highest level, and that level is rag or love, approaching God out of genuine love. So, or genuine attraction for the Lord. So this is the highest level actually. The real platform of religion, however, is love of God, where one worship God only out of love for Him. There is no fear of God. There is no desire to ask for, and it is not just a dry duty to worship God or rituals. No, such a devotee does not consider God to be order supplier. Rather, devotee offers everything to God out of unmotivated, uninterrupted love. The ultimate goal of any true religion is to achieve pure love of God, actually. So, when a devotee realizes that I can even have a loving relation with the God, then nothing can stop him actually. Nothing can stop. And God also reciprocates accordingly. Like I'm sure in the material circle, we might be having some friends who approach us only when they are in need of something. Like if we talk about some students, the student will come to other friend only when during exam time and ask for his notes, ask for his bike, ask for some money, ask for this something, some facility. So next time when that friend comes to you, who's always having some in the need, and you see him from a distance that that friend is coming towards you, will you have a very positive feelings about that friend? Oh, my great friend is coming. No, you will have in your mind that, Arey, he's again coming, and I don't know what he's going to ask now. So you also become little hesitant to continue relation with that person. So similarly, if somebody is approaching God only just to fulfill his desire, only out of fear, so God also is not very happy. Krishna is also not very happy to have such devotees, has such person. And he also feel that no, aa gaya, no, again he has come. He is again come. He will ask something now, and he will have not only he will ask, he will add some few more things from his previous desires. But when somebody, so there might be another kind of friend who does not need anything from you. They are always available to help you. They're always there to encourage you in your duties, encourage in your mm, aspiration, and you also feel very happy to be with such friends. So similarly, God also want such worshippers or such followers or such devotees who they are worshipping God not just for some fulfillment of desire. So it's a true story which I'm going to tell now. There was one person, very big businessman actually, and he was going to attend some mm, you know conference, some meeting in other place. So when he was going to attend that meeting, he actually he was passing by from a village. It so happened that his car got broke down. His car broke down actually, and he could not move from that place. He was trying to repair his car, but nothing happened, and it became dark also in the evening. So one villager approached him, and that villager was asking that person, that businessman, that, "Oh sir, what happened? Is it seems your car is not getting repaired, and the mechanic is living in another village, and he will come only in the morning next day. So today night you have to spend in this village only. I humbly request you to come to my home. You come to my home and spend your evening in then or spend your night and have dinner also with us, and peacefully you can stay in our home." So this businessman was quite apprehensive. He was quite fearful also, that what is this? My car is not working properly, and I have to spend night with this in this village. And God knows these people are good or bad. He may even kill me. So he was fearful, but there was no other choice. He didn't know what to do. So he hesitantly agreed for it. He went to his home. The businessman went to the home of this villager. The villager was a very simple man. He offered him a small cot outside his home, and he offered him food also. The businessman, with little fear, he was eating that food. He slept. Next day morning, he got up, and they called for the mechanic. Mechanic came, repaired the car, and car started. And the businessman was very happy. He said to this villager that, no, I can't believe that you. There are people like you who are existing in this world, who are ready to help. So the businessman took out 1,000 rupees, and he offered to this villager that, I am very grateful, and you saved my life. You gave me place to stay. Please have this money. The villager said, "My dear sir, I did not invite you to get some money out of you. You were in need, and I just offered my help. I gave you some food, I gave you some place. I didn't had in my mind that I will charge some money from you. So don't give us money, you keep this money with you only. Businessman became even more happy that he's not even wanting to have some money also. So businessman, what he did, he took out his visiting card and he gave that visiting card to this villager that next time whenever you come to Bombay, whenever you come to my city, you should stay in my home. You should not stay anywhere else. I will try to serve you the way you have served me. Now just see, if this businessman would have stayed in some hotel where he's given a place to stay, he's given some food, next day to the manager of the hotel, will this businessman give his visiting card and tell that manager of the hotel that whenever you come to Bombay, stay in my home? Will he say such thing? No, he will not say. But why he is saying to this villager? Because that relationship was not selfish, or the service which was rendered to him was not selfish, it was selfless, loving, actually. So when the service is selfless, even in material plane, people appreciate such service, which is selfless. But when there is some level of selfishness in the relationship, it is not appreciated much. Then how can God appreciate our relationship with Him out of selfishness? So there are many great devotees of the Lord who served God not to want anything, but to offer everything. One example we have is of Hanumanji. Hanumanji was rendering such a great service to God. He was lifting mountains, he was building bridges. But what God Lord Ram gave to Hanuman, he gave one loving hug, loving embrace, and Hanumanji was ecstatic, jubilant. At one point of time, Mother Sita was putting vermilion in her parting of the hair, and Hanumanji asked Mother Sita that, why are you putting this red sindoor, red color on your forehead? So Mother Sita thought that this is he is a monkey and what he will understand about husband, wife, and everything. So Mother Sita simply told that Lord Ram loves it. Lord Ram becomes happy when I put this red color on my forehead. Hanumanji understood. Okay, fine. He went to some place, completely, covered himself with red color, and came to the court of Lord Ram and jumped in front of Ram that, Jai Shri Ram. And nobody could recognize who is this red creature who has come. And Lord Ram understood. He said, Hanuman, hey Hanuman, what happened to you? Why are you fully, red colored? Hanumanji said, Jai Shri Ram. Lord Ram was asking, what happened to you? Have you gone crazy or what? Hanumanji said, if Mother Sita puts this much red color on her forehead and you become happy, to make you happy, I have covered myself with all red color. So this is the love which Hanumanji has for Lord Ram. Similarly, we have Prahlad Maharaj. You know, so when Narasimhadev appeared in front of Prahlad Maharaj, Narasimhadev was offering so many benedictions to Prahlad Maharaj that ask this, ask that, have material desire fulfilled, have any desire fulfilled. Prahlad Maharaj said, my dear Lord, I am not a businessman. It's not that I was worshipping you, I was offering you some service to get something from you. Actually, I was serving you only to serve you. There was no other material desire, no other motivation. So this is called as love, actually. Mm. And what does a devotee get by loving God? So this Bhagavatam explains. Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhaktir adhokshaje ahetuki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. If somebody worships God out of love, just to love God, and this love should have two qualities. Ahetuki, no other motivation than to serve God, and apratihata, uninterrupted. It should not be having any obstacles or interruptions, continuous service without any motivation, then Yayatma Suprasidati, the heart of a worshipper becomes very much satisfied. Actually, as one of the sannyasi in ISKCON, he says, we all are looking for love. We all are looking for this selfless reciprocation with other person, and certainly with God also. So therefore, worshipping God out of love is actually the highest motivation. And we don't, if we practice this, and our Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara has given this motivation to us, that whenever you are serving God, ask this question: am I having lesser motivations? Am I motivated with some, some desire fulfilling, or there's some fear, or I'm just doing as a sense of duty that I have been given this service, so it's my duty to do it. So let me do it. No, actually, with every small service, we can make, you know, millions of years of advancement just by rendering one small service. If we are attentive and if we are submissive in our approach. Submissive oral reception, as they say. Prabhupada says, what is the SAR, SAR of spiritual life? Submissive oral reception. We should be submissive and attentive in our service to God. So by such high motivations, by a motivation of serving God only without any material desire fulfillment, we can actually please Krishna. And because Krishna becomes pleased, God becomes pleased, it satisfies our heart also. Okay, so 2 minutes are remaining. We'll just revise the whole topic. We discussed about why Krishna is supreme, why Krishna is called a supreme God, because he has these three aspects. First one is Param Tattva, he is the absolute truth, he never changes. Second, Sarva Shaktiman, he is the master or controller of all energies. But these two does not qualify him Supreme Lord. The third one, Akhil Rasamrit Murti. That means he can have loving relationship with everyone. We all know there are 5 kinds of relationship with Krishna: Dasya Bhav, Shanta Bhav, Dasya Bhav, Sakhya Bhav, Vatsalya Bhav, and Madhurya Bhav. So Krishna can be best in everything, in all relationship. And with such God, people approach differently. Some approach him out of fear. The positive thing about the fear is we will not be doing wrong activities. There's a fear of hell. But the negative part of the fear is the fear, if it is continued, it develops into hatred. And person may give up worshipping. He may become complete atheist also. And therefore you find many of the atheists, they are coming from that particular religion where God is presented only as a controller and punishment giver, not as a loving reciprocator. The fear. The second one is desire. The positive aspect of the desire is uh, he may accept God as supreme above him, controller above him. But the negative aspect of the desire is just to fulfill my desire, I may even kill other animals or other people. And if desire getting fulfilled, I may give up worship. If the desire is not getting fulfilled, still I may give up worship. So relationship does not becomes very stable at the level of desire. Third one is duty. It is certainly a good level to become dutiful to worship God, but not a very positive and very loving, relationship. And the fourth one is love. Serving God with no material desire, just to love God, just to serve God. So this is the highest one. And our parampara, Prabhupada, all our acharyas, they want us to serve God in a loving way, actually. So we'll stop here. We discussed these 4